Throws the distance. Throws it toward the end zone.
He comes back to Harrington, who has it for a touchdown!
Touchdown, Keenan Howry. Touchdown Ducks, an 80-yarder.
There's a hole. He's going to score. Maybe he's gone.
Oregon football with Mike Bellotti.
Good snap. No big run. Blocked! It was blocked! It's rolling at the 9. Picked up low. It's still on the ground and into the end zone. Still loose. Oregon finally has it. Touchdown. Back to throw. Sets. Throws. It is incomplete. Oregon's going to win it. Oregon's got it. Oregon is going to win the football game.
What a day at Autzen Stadium. Unbelievable. Oregon beats the number 3 ranked team in the country. Not unbelievable that they beat them because they deserve to, but what a fantastic day at Autzen Stadium. Head coach Mike Bellotti along with Joe Johnsante. And coach, just to start out, congratulations on what is a tremendous win.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm very proud and pleased for our players and coaches. They worked very hard, kept their focus. We probably made it a little closer and needed to be. A couple of bounces of the ball either way, but tremendous shifts in momentum. Great football game, great college football game. Great game for the Oregon Ducks.
And it was a goosebump day. I mean, every play, there was everything in this game. It had block kicks and returns and interceptions, and just an unbelievable game.
Every aspect of our team contributed to that victory. Offense, defense, and special teams. They all did a great job. They all had their moments we'd like to have back, but every one of them made some huge plays that in this game, you look at a little block here, the bounce of the ball on a punt or a punt, not punt, the extra point thing, all those things, as you factor this in, what a great football game.
Going into the week, your team kind of played it like, well, we're just the young guys from Eugene, Oregon, out in Podunksville, and Big Bad Michigan, 11 national championships, 17 Rose Bowls, and we don't really have a chance. That played pretty well, didn't it?
Well, yeah, our focus was more on what is recent history and not the tradition, not the past, not the uniforms, but what we could do. And we knew that it was going to come down to playing a football game, and we had to do what we could on the field, not anywhere else.
Well, it was a great game, and we're going to get to it in a second, but I know a lot of folks want to know where Oregon is in the polls today, and the polls did come out, and you'll see the USA Today poll comes out, the coaches poll, Oregon just at 15th, Michigan at 10th. A little surprised by that. The AP poll, a little more sense out of that one. So I guess the media do know what they're talking about. Number 10 for Oregon, 11 for Michigan. Washington State, the next opponent, is 21st. Coach, I know you don't really care too much about polls. I know you care more about how your team is playing, and certainly this is one of the best games they've played.
They played very well against a quality opponent. I think Michigan, when you're going to look back, they're going to come back. They're a good football team, and we caught them. We did some things. We again stopped their running game. We got some early scores that took them out of their game plan, much like we did to Colorado in the Fiesta Bowl. Very similar results. Got a chance to do what we do best. They came back hard, though, and with a vengeance. But the polls, I don't really care about the polls. It's way too early. We were 6-0 last season, and the polls didn't mean a lot. We're 4-0 right now, and really, it doesn't mean much.
We do have a lot of great highlights to take a look at, and some long ones as well. So we're going to get right to it, as this game just had so much packed into it. And I've never been around a game like that, Coach, with so many ebbs and flows and storylines in the game. It must have been fun just to coach it.
Well, fun? I'm not sure I'd call it fun.
Okay.
I think just demanding, challenging. I think the first series was really amazing. I know we'll get to it, but to drive all the way down and not only not get any points, but give up points was really a tough thing.
And a huge crowd. It was just a great atmosphere, 59,000. We'll talk more about that. You see their speed right away on the pass out to Parker. Jeremy LeSueur with the tackle, and then Clemens to Parker for 11 yards on third down. This first drive, a lot of third down conversions.
Yeah, we really did a nice job because they tackled very well. I think a couple things that we thought could be good plays. Nice scramble by Kellen to get down the field, get down, not take a hit. And he matured. He came out very composed in this start this week.
Chris Vincent to the outside. Looked like he had some room. Stopped for a 3-yard gain. And so quick on the defensive line as Michigan. You can see the loss of 4 on first down. So Clemens is going to go back here and scramble, but you can see their speed right away.
Yeah, they're a good football team, and they really are a fast football team. We talk about that a lot, and we needed to negate some of that speed with some misdirection stuff and use that speed against them sometimes.
Whitehead breaks it outside for a pickup of 9 yards. Now the 12th play of this drive, 7 minutes off the clock. 4th down, Ducks hit a big one.
On 4th down, Clemens with a snap. Back to throw, penalty flag. Did I know the throws the ball, it's caught. Getting free inside the 10 to the 5-yard line.
We talked all week about we needed to be ready to take some chances on 4th down if necessary. Great call, great execution on the play-action fake. and nice job getting the ball to Tim Day. But Tim just, again, he's a big, strong kid, runs through that tackle, gets us down inside the 5-yard line.
After Whitehead lost 2, Day will pick up 5 more yards on the catch right here. Puts the ball on the 1-yard line on this play. And then a 3rd and goal. Coach Clemens on the option. This is a very controversial play and a swing play in this ball game.
Yeah, it's huge. Right here, he steps inside, he rolls in, breaks the play, not on the ground, on the player, just like you've seen a couple times already this season. A very frustrating situation, and Kellen obviously can't believe it. He told me when he came off that, Coach, I was in by 1.5 foot. You can see here coming from the side. He gets hit right there, stays up, rolls across on top of the Michigan player, never touches the ground. Very difficult angle, obviously, for the officials. So
the officials didn't see it. A touchdown off the board, and Oregon a delay of game. They move it back 5 yards, or a motion penalty, actually, and then the block. A 13-point swing right there.
Yeah, pretty difficult. And again, we did not protect well on the backside. Guy came through untouched, blocked it, and then had the ball bounce well enough to scoop it up on the run, and those are your worst nightmares as a coach.
So you had a 17-play drive, took almost 10 minutes, and they have the lead. You got to come right back, and I think that one of the big storylines of the game is coming back from that big disappointment.
Absolutely. I really felt like when our kids, the offense, grabbed the momentum again and just took it down the field, that said, hey, we're here, we're not going to give up, we can play with these guys. It was a huge confidence builder for the entire team.
Incomplete to Williams there, but a defensive holding gives Oregon a 1st down into Michigan territory. The drive bogs down a little bit here, but still, this was a good drive to move it out. Vincent a loss of 1, and then Clemens going to be incomplete to Williams. And then you're going to have to punt the ball, but still, there's got to be a lot of confidence that you're moving the ball kind of at will.
Yeah, I think, again, we were gaining confidence just by the ability to move the chains a little bit. I think that creates confidence in your team.
Martinez, the punt. Michigan takes it around the 15. They had bad field position almost all day. Late in the game, it kind of changed, but their first possession comes with 2 minutes to go in the first quarter, and it's quick. Perry for 5 yards, then a couple of incompletions. They ran 3 plays in the first quarter.
Yeah, it was, obviously a combination of offense dominating and keeping, but we still weren't ahead or anything. That was the frustration part about it. But I think we felt okay. I think we were all right with the fact that we've done what we need to do with the ball.
40 and Clemens back to throw the ball. Pressure comes, screen. They got it. They got it set up. 50 inside of the 45. Whitehead across the 45 to the 41-yard line.
Nice job setting up the screen pass. Nice call by Andy Ludwig and his coaching staff. Good execution by Kellen to Terrence. Terrence has got to trust his speed more. It's the same thing. He's still not completely healthy, but right here, he had more running room to the outside, wants to cut back. It just allows some of those guys chasing him to come back again. He breaks a couple tackles, but I got to tell him, trust your speed.
Gain of 19 on the play, and then Clemens to Williams to the Michigan 38-yard line. And that does it for the quarter. How about these numbers, Coach? Time of possession, 14 minutes to 1 minute. 27 Oregon plays to 3 for Michigan. 118 yards to 5 yards for Michigan. Score, Michigan 6, Oregon 0. So what do you say to your guys when they're at the break on the sidelines? Hang with it, we're going to get it?
Well, yards don't count for much of anything at all. It's points that count. So obviously we were down on the scoreboard, but we were feeling good about ourselves. 1, the defense had stopped them. 2, offense had moved the football. I think that confidence, we just talked about, keep doing what we're doing. We need to keep moving the ball. Good things are going to happen.
Well, that number on the scoreboard changes in a hurry. In the second quarter, Oregon explodes for 3 quick touchdowns, coming up a huge second quarter. Continue to roll up the yards on offense and start to break the game open with some special teams of their own. What a crowd Saturday at Autzen Stadium. 59,000 all playing a part in Oregon's big win over Michigan. Second quarter coming up as we relive one of the biggest Oregon football Saturdays ever on Oregon Football with Mike Bellotti next. Welcome back to the show, everyone. Oregon Football with Mike Bellotti. We're going to get right to the second quarter highlights. It's a fantastic quarter, the atmosphere, and Oregon trailing at 6-0, but having some success, Coach.
Well, and the biggest thing is they hadn't given up a point in the first quarter, and we didn't change that, but the second quarter, we needed to do something about it.
Whitehead for 2 yards, and the Michigan defense tired and on their heels.
36-yard line. Clemens under center. Back to throw the ball. Little roll right now. Sprints right. We're going to throws the ball down. It is going to be caught. First down at the 18-yard line.
Nice job. Kellen, I'm not really fired up about it coming over the top of this protection. I think the protection would have held up inside okay, but a great adjustment downfield by Demetrius Williams. Good pass on the run. Big catch.
17-yard gain to the Michigan 19-yard line. And then Kellen goes back to throw, and would have been a tough catch, but to Nate LeBrotten, and he can't quite hold on to it right there. So 2nd and 10 from the 19-yard line for the Ducks.
As Kellen Taylor joins Demetrius out to the right side, short side of the field. 2nd and 10. Clemens with the ball, handed off up the middle. There's a hole, and it is Whitehead. He's going to score. 5-3-2-1, and touchdown Oregon.
Nice job by our offensive line, creating a hole. Nice job by the chicanery of the motion, the fake handoff inside, and then Terrence just really hitting it straight ahead. Good job. You can see the line of scrimmage blocking there. Makes the one safety miss and off to the races.
That may be the first time you've used the word chicanery on this show.
Probably the first time I may have used it ever, to tell you the truth.
A lot of motion shifting, and Oregon gets on the board. The touchdown, Terrence Whitehead, and they lead it 7-6. Sign of what to expect here. Chris Perry, the nation's leading rusher, 3 yards and then 1 yard.
Yeah, we did a great job. We tackled well. We pursued. We got a lot of people around the football. We knew we had to because he's a great back. 3rd and 7, Navarre for 29 on this play to the 47-yard line. It's Michigan's first down, and really their only big play of the first half. Yeah, too much time to throw. We were only a 3-man rush, but then we didn't do a very good job. Needed to tackle that for a lesser gain.
Perry for 2. It's going to be 4th down. Obviously, Michigan lines up to punt, but they're not ready to get rid of the ball yet.
When he tries to pooch kick it, he does it low. Finley waits for the snap, and it's a fake, and it didn't work. Oregon's got the ball at the 50-yard line.
We're pretty fortunate, actually. It looks as if that fake might have had a chance, and we'll go back to the drawing board on this, but their guy who was supposed to get it, it was too much mustard on it, went right through his hands, bounced off his helmet. They're going to try and run it right, I believe. Great job by Igor to pounce on that loose ball. Great
field position. Whitehead for 3 to the Michigan 46, and Jason Fife now in the game, and Jason Fife looking downfield.
2nd down and 6. Fife under center, blitz looking, and will not come. Back to throw. Fife sets up, throws, got him caught. Day 30 down the sideline and out of bounds finally at about the 15-yard line.
Nice job by Jason. You know, veteran quarterback, this is a play that he likes, a little play action pass, and he does a great job of getting it to Tim Day right on the run. He can keep him going, get him that rambling wreck going down the sideline.
Bucks at the 15, knocking on the door, trying to cash it in again.
31 yards on that pass play. Here's Fife again under center, and he'll go back an option. Going to go right, keep, turn it up, 10, gets a little room, 5-3, touchdown, jumping into the end zone.
Nice job on the execution of the total play. First of all, our offensive line and tight end seal the end man on the line of scrimmage, give us a chance to get to the option. See a key block downfield by Demetrius Williams. There's the option man running up to take the pitch. So now we're off to the races. And again, we've talked about Jason's speed and his strength. He's a great runner with the football.
He must be one of the fastest guys on the team.
He is. He's flying 40 speed. He's got great flying 40 speed.
Well, he stayed stride for stride with LeSueur early on that PA or the field goal return. Kevin Mitchell makes a great play there. They're trying to move the ball. They're just going backwards.
Yeah, huge play on the screen, then Devin Long on the sack. 2 big-time plays there.
Stephen Moore back deep for the Ducks.
10-yard line. Stephen Moore at his own 42. Good snap. No rush. The punt very high. A spiral ball. He turned it over. That's a beauty. And the catch made at the 40. 45 up the middle. He gets 3 to the 45 to the 40. He's got one man to beat, and he's going to. 20, the 10, touchdown.
Great job. Again, this is a nice execution that you like. Our gunners did a great job. The guys that really take their speed guys down the field, that got inside of them, created the vertical lane, get north and south as quick as you can. That's what we tell Steven. He comes right down here. See some good blocks up the field right there. Guys backing off of blocks to avoid the penalties. And then it's just a foot race. Nice job there. Ryan Shaw on the final block right there. Just seeing the picture. Then Justin Finnessy, who laid the block initially, coming all the way back down to caravan into the end zone with him.
And, Coach, how much have you been working on this? Because the penalties early in the season, and now Stephen Moore finally gets some room after not having much room at all.
Yeah, you know, we work on it every week. We really haven't changed the emphasis at all. It's just, again, attention to detail by the players involved.
And Stephen Moore takes it right up the middle, and great for Stephen Moore. He's had potential to do this every game, and finally he gets one.
Yeah, and he broke that one tackle there, and it's off to the races. He did a great job. He had the interception later on, too. Just a great football game.
21-6 at this point. It's the wow factor. The stadium is going crazy at this point. Michigan still can't get anything going. Navarre incomplete to Breeston. and then Perry for 3 yards, Matt Toyina and Marley Tucker. A team defense in this game. A lot of guys contributed.
Yeah, and again, a lot of people around the football. I think we learned by watching Michigan film. In all honesty, I challenge our guys to have as many people around the football as they do.
2 guys right there on the sandwich hit. Massaquoi can't hold on, so Oregon back with the football as we start to head down towards the end of the first half, and Terrence Whitehead gets outside. Whitehead had some big runs in this game, and over 70 yards rushing for Terrence.
Yeah. Terrence, healthy. He's a big factor. He's got his step quickness back. Those ribs are healthier. We'll see how they feel today, but he provided a spark to the offense I really like.
LeBron had the catch, but Oregon had a holding. Pretty tough to overcome holding against a good football team like this. So Michigan back with the ball, deep in their own territory, and right before the half, incomplete to Perry. Wow.
Great job again by Kevin Mitchell. Whether it was a fumble we got or incomplete, either one, but just Kevin is always there. He anticipates those type of things and makes the key tackles.
How about that? Stephen Moore stopping the nation's leading rusher and a Heisman Trophy candidate one-on-one.
One-on-one in the open field. That's the way you want to do it. And then just grab a hold, hang on. Keith Lewis on his tackle there, but a host of other Ducks there ready to go.
Michigan with 42 total yards, 13 carries for -4, 233 to 46 total yards, 21 to 6 on the scoreboard. And Coach, they're probably going to the locker room lucky not to be 28-0. What did you tell your team when you went to the locker room?
I said that was only one half of football, and we gave them the points that they got. We needed to make sure we continue to understand that it's going to take another 30 minutes at least of football with the same type of intensity. We cannot just assume it's over. We got to make sure we finish this thing. And
they played with great intensity. That's as high as a team I've ever seen with that you've coached at Oregon.
Well, the whole thing that's true. Now we have to sustain that. That's the one thing I keep telling these young men is they can't do it for one quarter, one game. It's got to be each game we build, and we continue that all season long. And
we're going to talk about the odds and noise a little bit, but Coach, I think the myth of the new expansion making it quieter maybe is over. That was unbelievable.
I will tell you that rivaled any noises we've had the time I've been there. And I think the old Autzen, the configuration was amazing, but this one, the people, the added people, and they really did a great job of making noise, doing it the whole game long, and keeping our players excited about it. And our players hopefully kept the fans excited. So it was back there.
Helping to keep that intensity up for the third and fourth quarters. All right, coming up, history made all around this football game yesterday. One of the more trivial marks, but cool nonetheless, the first time a blimp has ever been at an Oregon football game. Firing pictures like this across the country, showing off Eugene and Autzen Stadium in full form. Plus, how about this, the new band uniforms? Not only can they march, but they can ride their bikes to band practice legally with those helmets. And here's a shot you've never seen before. From the top of the press box, what it looks like in an Oregon football parking lot on a Saturday before the game. Big time at Autzen. We're back right after this.
Welcome back to Oregon Football with Mike Bellotti. Well, just how did that look across the entire country? For the very first time, the ABC telecast Saturday featured a blimp, the Aquafina blimp, taking the air as soon as the fog lifted, telling a great story on Saturday with pictures from the air. From before the game, as fans made the walk from campus across the Willamette River, then the filling of the stadium with an Autzen and state record crowd of 59,000 plus. We ran a tape on the entire thing. Got some great shots. The Aquafina blimp cam would zoom in on plays occasionally. Here's a look at what it looks like from 3,000 feet in the air. Aquafina is holding a national promotion. Hundreds of Oregon fans who were drinking Aquafina yesterday were spotted by a ground crew, which gave them cold, hard cash. Many fans won a couple of bucks, but a few even won $100. A few more won $500, and one lucky fan took home $1,000. No word yet whether the blimp will be back next weekend, although it seems likely given that Oregon will once again be on television next week when they take on the Washington State Cougars. You can see the promotion to where lightning yellow really shows up from the air. Great pictures from another great Saturday at Autzen Stadium. Meanwhile, also new for Saturday, the band uniforms. While some fans have said that they thought they were seeing a reunion from the cast of Hogan's Heroes, others like the new duds. Whatever your opinion, they certainly are cutting edge, from the biker helmets right on down. It's certainly safe to say that no marching band in the nation looks anything like Oregon's marching band. Okay, that brings us to this week's internet poll. Last week's question, as Oregon goes back into conference play next week, do you favor a permanent 12-game schedule where each Pac-10 team plays every other conference member? And an overwhelming majority of you said, yes, you do. How can you have a Pac-10 champ unless you play every other team? AD Bill Moose in the process of spearheading that idea with the Pac-10 office. Now, on to this week's question based on the Michigan game. Was the noise level at Autzen Stadium louder, not as loud, or quieter? Place your vote at KZI.com, left side of the screen, and cast your vote. We'll have the results next week on Oregon Football with Mike Bellotti. All right, meanwhile, when we come back, it's back to the game action. Oregon's defense with a stellar day and on the field to preserve the win over the Wolves. Calling up memories of Oregon's defenses of the past. A thrilling second half with all the twists and turns you could ever imagine or want in a classic football game. Oregon Football with Mike Bellotti continues right after this.
Welcome back, everyone. Oregon Football with Mike Bellotti, just reliving what was an amazing Saturday at Autzen Stadium. Joe Johnsanti along with the coach, and you come out for the second half now, Coach, and again, you talk a lot about intensity. X and O's, things are going great.
We're moving the ball. We just need to make sure that I talked about the bounce of the ball, like the block thing. All of a sudden, we're going to get a field goal minimum, which turns into 6 points the other way. So we just need to be careful, make sure that we're continuing to play with great intensity, play hard, and finish this game.
Let's go ahead to the third quarter highlights. And Michigan starts to have a little success in this one, but not right at the beginning. Third quarter underway. Michigan starts with the football, but they're headed the wrong direction.
Second down at 10, and back on a play fake to throw again. Sacked back at the 11-yard line.
That's a corner blitz, which, again, great call, and Justin Finney executes it very well. It's interesting to see how big Navarre is because, again, Justin hits him unblocked and barely gets him to the ground. I mean, he's a big man, so and he didn't see him coming, so that's a scary thought.
Like a two-point takedown there. The wrestler holding up, and that play has worked for you every game, corner blitz. Yeah,
well, it's again, we try to have some form of it in every game, and there are probably better times to use it, but we execute it very well right there.
Ducks start with great field position at the Michigan 41. Vincent for 8 yards. And then Clemens going to take off on this one. And all the way down to the 19-yard line on the nice pass to Kellen Taylor.
Yeah, great job. He needed to get upfield, not go lateral, just split him, but great catch and nice job by Kellen finding him.
After a no gain and an incompletion, third down, incomplete to Williams on this play. So Jared Siegel comes in, 36-yard field goal. This is a very important play in this game, and it's up and it's good.
Yeah, into a very stiff wind. The wind picked up and was really amazing in the third quarter. I gave the wind in the third quarter because I want to make sure we had it in the fourth quarter, but I almost changed my mind on that after a while.
Curry.
Crowd is rocking. Ducks are dominating. Michigan back with it.
Motion guys, Avant all the way to the left, now back to the right. And play fake, back to throw. Navarre wants to go deep. Way down the field, and it is intercepted at the 32-yard line. Stephen Moore.
Great job by Stephen Moore. It wouldn't have counted anyway because there's a tremendous takedown in the backfield. Robbie Valenzuela, see it right here. He just gets flat out tackled right there, taking the ground. But great job by Stephen stepping in front of the intended receiver, playing it perfectly, and then going making a great catch down the field.
And I think Anthony Newman said on the game that Stephen Moore made himself the receiver on that play. Great play.
Exactly right. Once that ball's in the air, we are the receiver. It's our ball.
Clemens on this play to Taylor for 6. Kellen Taylor showed up in this game.
Yeah, making more plays, getting more comfortable with the offense.
Now Kellen Clemens scrambling out to the 45, and a holding penalty again. And like we said earlier, against a great team like Michigan, very difficult to overcome that. Yeah,
and one of the things, that play is designed to go up inside, and when the quarterback breaks over the top, it's tough on our guys not knowing which way he's going to keep their blocks on.
Clemens incomplete to Maxwell. Oregon's quarterbacks still haven't thrown an interception all year. That was about as close as they've come. But Oregon punts it. There's an exchange of punts, and then Michigan gets the ball back. Navarre to Avant for 6. And then, actually, that was to Edwards, now to Avant for 6 yards. And when they had good field position, short field coach, that really made a difference for them.
Yeah, the exchange of punts, I think you're talking about, there's hit on the 8-yard line. It should have gone in, did not. We have to punt back into the wind. They get great field position, and they cash in on it.
Yeah, that wind was really howling right at about this time. You can't see it because it looked like such a beautiful day. And you can see it when you look at the flags, and we'll show that to you a little bit later. Terrence Whitehead moves the ball for 8 yards. He had a good game. And then this one to Sammy Parker, pass interference, though.
Yeah, this is a veteran quarterback. I tell you, it's a great job by Jason Fife, recognizing the coverage, putting the ball up there. Sammy one-on-one. He gets the penalty. We would have caught the ball otherwise.
Michigan 49. Wolverines look like they're coming. Back to throw. Fife throws it. Wants to go deep to Sammy again, and he's got it, and he stays in bounds and then goes out at the 20-yard line.
Same situation. We get press coverage. Again, veteran quarterback. Jason Fife sees this, feels the pressure coming off the edge, throws it up where Sammy can get to it, separates from his man. Unfortunately, just can't finish this play. Tips his feet to stay in bounds. The rest of the team just kept going to the end zone. But great execution by both of those young men.
Was Sammy 100% in this football game?
No. He was probably about 90%. I'm hopeful again, but when you get him going a little bit, he demands that football. Another throw to him right there. The option, nice read by Jason, cuts back, makes some yards, so we're knocking on the door.
Second goal now, big play for Michigan. LeSure drops Whitehead for a loss of 4, so now it's 3rd and goal from the 10, and 3rd and goal from the 10, decided to run the football here.
Yeah, they missed the line in the last play, which screwed up our blocking, one of the things, so we didn't get much out of it. We want to try to catch them off guard right there. We also wanted to run the ball to make sure we weren't going to kick it into the wind again.
End of the quarter, deep in their territory, and Oregon trying to put more points on the board against the Michigan Wolverines, and so you got the 4th quarter. Guys are saying finish this game. A great team like Michigan, you almost expect them to come back a little bit.
Well, yeah, we knew we were not thinking the game was over by any stretch of the imagination. And I've said all along before that Michigan can throw the football. People thought they're just a running team. They are a primarily running team, but they're very capable of throwing the ball. Their receivers made some unbelievable plays over the course of the game. One of the things that bothered me a little bit, they double clutched a lot of balls, probably 4 or 5 balls, caught, juggled a little bit, and then came up with it. We need to be in position to knock those balls away in that situation. And we talked a lot about playing with more confidence on the sideline to the defensive backs and to our defensive line to get a better pass rush going. We've got to give greater effort there.
Well, Coach, you said it before the game. Coach Lloyd Carr said it before the game, that special teams will determine the winner. The Ducks, with a backbreaker, bring lots of noise to unheard of levels, and then the crowd pleading to the Ducks to hold on to an amazing victory over the former 3rd-ranked team in the country. A huge quarter coming up when Oregon football with Mike Bellotti returns right after this. Hey everyone, welcome back now. Let's get right into the fourth quarter because it was an amazing quarter. The ebbs and the flows, as I said earlier, the goosebumps, the crowd, the day, the wind. You had everything in this football game, including a fake field goal.
Yeah, we saw something we thought we could exploit. They actually lined up didn't line up differently. They covered it differently, which made it not as good an opportunity. But Jared Siegel was a former running back in high school, and we liked the chances. I also liked an 11-point lead as well as a 14-point lead. I felt like I'd rather have the 18 points, get that touchdown, and put them away.
Look for the knockout blow. They get the ball, start at their own 2. That's another part of this is they have to go 98 yards, and they do.
Yeah, that was very frustrating, and they give them credit. They executed, did some good things. It's difficult to see them when you get down there and the change of momentum when you have them at the 2-yard line. You let them out, and that's a difficult thing. And our guys are playing hard, but we're on the field a lot in the second half, more so than the first, obviously.
And a great play by Navarre, who just gets licked, and he gets it complete out there to Breeston for 22 yards, and then an incompletion coming here. Coach, he's playing very well. They could have had a touchdown there, but they started to get some things going here. You can feel that momentum.
They did, and our defensive line got tired simply. When they throw every down, pass rush takes a lot of energy, and we're trying to get some different people in the game, get some different looks at it. Good defensive thing right there. Fourth down, interesting situation here.
Yeah, they line up to kick the field goal. They get the delay, and it turns out that it works out better for them. That would have been a tough kick into the wind.
Yeah, I was excited to see them kick it, and then they drop back 5 yards and unfortunately convert the fourth down, which was obviously very frustrating for all of us.
And there's one of those bobbles you were talking about.
Exactly. We just have to be in better position to not let them catch the ball twice.
So with the first down, Navarre to Edwards for 5 yards, gets his noggin knocked, and the helmet comes off, so does his headband. Some hitting going on down that field. And then to Breeston for the touchdown, and just like that, it's 24-21. No one said it's going to be easy.
No, and we knew it wouldn't be. We knew Michigan's a great football team, and they're going to come back, and we knew in this game they're going to come back. I expect them to come back the rest of the season.
Ducks get the ball back. Whitehead for 7 yards. 76 on the day for Terrence. Jason Fife in at quarterback.
And 4 out of the eye again. Couple of wide out short to the left. And he'll go back, pump fake to throw. Sets up, throws, caught. Rosario with a ball first down and down the sidelines and out of bounds.
Nice play again. The other receiver this time, not the tight end, but we find Dante Rosario coming out of the backfield. And he's got some speed. He's got a step. You see him here just turn around a little bit. Nice block by Tim Day down the field. Nice throw by Jason Fife.
All the way down to the Michigan 40-yard line. And then Fife looking for Williams. Buys himself some time and incomplete. Close play.
Close play. And again, we got to make that play. We can't allow it to be whatever it was. We got to come back and get that football. Then our only sack of the game right here. They do a nice job, beat us on the backside, and don't give us a chance to really worry about a field goal.
Martinez to punt now. This is a big play in this game, all the way down, and Michigan got a good bounce earlier. Now Oregon gets one back.
Exactly. That was Paul's best punt of the day. Really did a nice job of turning that one. When you turn it over, the nose will dig in and actually keep it out of the end zone.
So they have the ball now with a chance to take the lead. Navarre to Avant for 22 yards over the middle as John Navarre starts to have some success. And then this time, though, he's sacked by Robbie Valenzuela. Coverage sack, though.
Yeah, great job coverage-wise. And Robbie worked hard. He had 2 sacks on the day. Really, and we got some other pressure on him, but give credit to Navarre. He stood in there, hung in there, found a receiver.
They find Breeston for 7 yards. That makes it a 3rd and 9 following that sack. And then to Edwards, looking for him. Breeston Edwards, the incompletion to Edwards. 6:55 to go. Oregon leading by 3. Wolverines, Adam Finley back to punt.
Don't need to take any chances here. Good snap. No big rub. Blocked! It was blocked! It's rolling at the 9. Picked up low. It's still on the ground and into the end zone. Still loose. Oregon finally has it. Touchdown.
You know, this is a great job again. Keith Lewis, I don't know what number this is. I think it was said it was 7th last week, 8th block kick or block punt of his career. He does it with his back or his shoulder, I believe. He just takes the guy right in, drives close, gets right there with his arm or shoulder, blocks the punt. Ryan Shaw is our scoop and score guy. He's right there, can't quite corral it. Then comes J.D. Nelson. J.D. picks it up, gets it into the end zone, has it barely, gets hit right as he crosses, which is a scary thing. Jordan Carey finally comes, receiver, comes up with the ball, gets the end zone. Huge play for obvious reasons. Unfortunately, we get a celebration penalty, which changes the complexion later on.
Another look at Keith Lewis, right off his shoulder pad.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I just watched, because the guy's holding him. That should have been a penalty right there. We would have declined it, obviously, and taken the play.
So that was a huge play. If Jordan Carey had not gotten on the ball, Michigan would have had it. They would have had the ball at the 20-yard line because possession had changed. So people don't realize what a huge play that was by Jordan Carey to get on the ball. Now they're down by 10, feeling a little desperate at this point.
Yeah, another double clutch catch right there. And again, it was lucky. We could have separated him from the ball, hopefully, had he stayed up.
Over the middle to Breeston for 25 yards. Just a great catch.
Yeah, great catch, great execution. Pretty tough to stop that one.
He's a great receiver. Just a youngster, too, for Michigan. Navarre to Avant for another 19. Michigan picking their way down the field, but to the well one too many times.
Waits for it, has it, back the throw. They will not get to him. He'll step up and throw, and it is intercepted!
Great job. First, we had some pressure in his face. Secondly, Justin Finney obviously had a feel for this route. I can't see it, but I assume what happened is the receiver stopped a little bit early, didn't get Justin out of his back pedal. He's able to read this, break on the ball. He becomes a receiver, hustles back that ball. A huge, huge play.
So Oregon has it with 5 minutes to go, using the clock, making them use their timeouts. Whitehead for 1 yard here. They use a timeout. Michigan on their heels. Ducks going to the air.
And they'll bring everybody. 2nd down and 9. Clemens under, going to go back, play fake, and wants to throw the ball. Steps up and throws. It's caught. 1st down.
Great job again. Throw and catch to Nate Leobrotten. Good play action fake. The other thing is he stays in bounds. So again, after the catch right here, it goes down. Almost dribbles that ball a little bit off his chest, but then gets down inbounds. Keep the clock running once the 1st down is marked off.
Anna roughing the passer for another 15 yards on that play. Whitehead for 1 to the Michigan 36. They use another timeout, and then Williams for 6 to the Michigan 30. It's 3rd and 3 right here.
Yeah, and I was a little frustrated there. I thought we had a chance to make a little bit bigger play. Right here, unfortunately, we've got a lineman downfield. This was set up as a type of a screen pass, and a good call by the officials. We needed to get that ball completed at the line of scrimmage.
The linemen were working it like they were running for office. They were pleading and pleading, but to no avail. They move it back, and on 4th down, Coach, you just run the ball.
Yeah, I didn't want to punt the ball. I was afraid of a blocked punt. I didn't want to throw it. I wanted the clock to run as long as it possibly could in case it was incomplete, which didn't matter because it's change of possession. So as it ends up, they get the ball back. I thought we were 10 points. I felt pretty good about it at that point.
They get a completion. They're trying to still make a game out of it. Down by 10. Feeling a little bit desperate, but they start to move the ball down the field. Navarre to Edwards for 16 yards, and he goes out of bounds. And just like that, Coach, you've been playing a lot of coverage. You finally bring the house, and they get. This is why you play coverage, right?
Yeah, we've been mixing coverage with pressure, and this was a max pressure deal, and we were out with the guy, and obviously one-on-one in the open field is tough tackle.
Breeston with a touchdown, just that quick, but a blocked extra point really becomes huge in this football game.
It does, and that was a low kick, but a great effort by Igor Olshansky to block that ball.
Coach, they go onside kick, and I don't know if they hit it right, but boy, it sure worked out for them.
Well, it was, I don't know that they hit it the way they wanted, but it certainly worked very well. That's the bounce of the ball. I keep saying, onside kicks are so scary. I mean, and they truly are like an active guy. The ball can bounce anywhere. That's a tough one when it's one of those bad hop type things moving on you. It's not a high hop. It's not something you get out of the way. It's moving so slow, you know you got to take that chance.
So now Michigan down by 4 with a chance to try and win the game. Great catch.
That was a great catch. That play, obviously, it's just physical effort. You know, we're in great position, just can't get it.
Robbie Valenzuela.
Robbie again coming in, huge sack, has kept the clock running, took them back for negative yardage.
Tick-tock, tick-tock, here it goes, incomplete to Breeston. The time is under a minute now. 3rd and 19 coming up here, and Navarre trying to keep their national title hopes alive, complete to Massaquoi for 12 yards. On this play, 4th down, Coach. Game on the line. They have one final chance. The Oregon defense trying to save the game.
4th and 5. Snap, back to throw, sets, throws, it is incomplete, Oregon's going to win it!
Big play. Again, obviously, it was much about what they didn't do as much as what we did. We didn't get a lot of good pressure. We're just trying to keep them in the pocket, obviously trying to be in coverage. They get a chance there, ball's a little high, goes through the fingers, we're in position. Team, set, match.
I've never seen so many tired fans, tired players. What an exhausting, exhilarating day for Oregon. One of the biggest wins in Oregon history in front of the biggest crowd, and a day none of those 50,000 fans or those 100 players and coaches will ever forget.
It was everything that you dream of when you're a kid. You know, you're 5'6", you're a senior in high school. Everything that you dream of, today was it. It was unbelievable. We knew all along we had nothing to lose. We were going to let it all hang out, and we were very confident coming into this that we could get a W.
We weren't surprised because we knew that we had players just like they did, and we knew that if we stepped it up and they stepped it up, we had a pretty good idea that we were going to be able to come out on top. So it just came down to us wanting it more, I think, and having the will to keep going.
I think the crowd played a big part in the game. They kept us energized, and the sideline, everybody that wasn't even playing, they kept us energized, and we just kept on focusing on putting up more points and stopping. The D came down to the offensive side, and they said, let's score points. The offense went to the defense side and said, let's stop them. And we all came together, and the special teams played a big part. And I think that's what it was.
I didn't even know what to feel, you know. I guess I got like a celebration penalty or something, but, you know, I didn't even know what was going on. I got my first pickup by Stites, and, you know, I was just loving the feeling. Nothing like awesome power.
You know, we went back to our old style of play, you know, when we won our Fiesta Bowl year, and we left our corners on the islands, and our main focus was to stop the run. We had to stop the run. We couldn't let them predict the game, and that's what we did, and it felt great.
Just having the fans there feeding off of that, the energy was amazing. And actually, for the most part, it did help us. Big ups to special teams, the offense, and the defense. All units of the team working today.
You know, I mean, we just ran, played gap defense, you know, played our assignments well, and it just went the way it should have went.
Man, it's like floating on air, man. I mean, making a big play, you always dream about it, visualize it, and actually doing it, man, it's a big difference. And I think just have fun, man. I think that's the biggest difference. And just going out there competing and being physical and intense, man, and all come together and get that W.
Every game from now on is big. I mean, our goal now is national championship. You know, I think, you know, there's not a team that we'll go against this year we can't beat. So we got to take that snowball effect and just roll it and just get bigger and better.
Of course, we don't know, Coach, but this is the kind of game that can really launch a young team like yours.
Yeah, I think it gives us another step of confidence. We made another pot. We took a big step last week on the road to Arizona, take a bigger step this week at home against Michigan. But we go right back to it. Washington State's the defending conference champion, and we're putting a lot of stuff out there right now. I don't buy the national championship thing. I think we're 4-0. That's awesome, but let's work hard to be 5-0.
Big game coming up. Of course, when you win, they keep getting bigger. The defending Pac-10 champs are headed for town. And as we go to the break, a little more look at the celebration. Oregon beating Michigan on a spectacular Saturday afternoon at Autzen Stadium. More Oregon football with Mike Bellotti is coming up right after these messages. Welcome back, everyone. Quickly now, we're running out of time with all those great highlights of the Oregon-Michigan game. But, Coach, talk about the Pac-10 a little bit. UCLA got rolled over by Oklahoma, but they're a talented football team, and really we're going to start to really move into big-time Pac-10 play this coming week.
Yeah, I think we start getting some of the matchups. Oklahoma's a great football team, and obviously got some things on special teams going that hurt UCLA very badly.
They won it 55-24 in Norman, Oklahoma. Also, ASU was on the road. They were taking on Iowa, a tough place to play, but ASU didn't get an offensive touchdown either, and Iowa, a pretty good football team.
Iowa's a good football team. I think some people are surprised they're still as good as they were last year because they lost some people, but they have a great offensive line. Arizona State, I don't know what that was. I think that was an aberration because they're a better team than that.
And Oregon State gets by Boise State 26-24. Steven Jackson carrying them to a victory there. So we start to head into Pac-10 play. We're going to talk about the Cougars, hear from Washington State players as well, as we wrap it up here on Oregon Football with Mike Bellotti right after these messages. Welcome back, everyone. I'm not really ready to put this one to bed yet, but you have to, right?
We do. We need to get on to Washington State. The biggest thing for us, and I said this before, when we played Arizona, was we can't look ahead to Michigan. We can't. From this game, we can enjoy it for about today. And then we got to focus ahead because Washington State's the defending conference champion. They're a good football team. That transition of coaching staff-wise, I think, went very good for them. They've done it, and they should have beat Notre Dame, beat Colorado, beat New Mexico, which is a tough team to play.
And they struggled. They were actually behind in that game, 14-13 or 13-12, but they came back. Drew Dunning had 5 field goals in that game, but New Mexico played very well against them. Of course, clearly this is the biggest conference game of the week, and the Cougar players know it.
Hey man, that's going to be a great game. I didn't know what kind of team they have, but obviously they have a real good one down there. So you know, we're gonna prepare, and I'm sure we'll have a great game plan to go down there and take on the Ducks.
Man, I was kind of rooting for them, so I'm kind of glad, you know, they represent for the Big Ten, but I mean for the Pac-10. So I'm excited. We're gonna go out there. It's gonna be a good game in Eugene.
And that good game in Eugene in front of a regional TV audience on ABC. Another Oregon Saturday afternoon carried to the rest of the country. And here we go again. It's time to just get all fired up again. Another week of amazing hype.
Well, and I challenged my team. I challenged the fans, who were awesome last week, by the way, to continue to do it because we need all of us working together to make this thing happen.
Well, Coach, as you know, sometimes to be the champs, you have to go through the defending champions, and that's who's coming to Autzen Stadium next weekend, the Washington State Cougars, in what should be another amazing Saturday at Autzen. Can it ever top that? Who knows, but it's going to be fun seeing if Oregon can do it. We'll see you next week on Oregon Football with Mike Bellotti.